If you have student loans or you're looking to get student loans from the federal government or Pell Grants, if you have children who might want to go to college one day, this video is for you. I'm going to go through all of the different provisions that are about this topic in the new budget reconciliation bill. As you know, it is already passed in the House. It's in the hands of the Senate right now, and they want all of this done and on the president's desk before July 1st, when the new fiscal year starts, because they need those tax provisions, those exemptions for the uber wealthy from 2017, those tax cuts. They want them to continue, right? They want it extended. So everything needs to be done by July. And a lot of the provisions in this new budget reconciliation bill, they begin in July 1st. So I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible, but it's really important that people understand what these provisions mean. Okay, I've taken a lot of notes. I've outlined everything. And like I said, save the video if this is going to be a lot to digest. And none of it's great. Now, the name of this measure is Student Success Taxpayer Savings Plan. That's what it's called in the budget bill. Okay, now let's go over Pell Grant eligibility first. Pell Grants, obviously, there's a grant. You don't have to pay it back, and you do apply for it through the FAFSA application. Pell Grant eligibility. Number 1, expands access to Pell Grants for short-term programs authorizing new funding. Now, for maximum Pell Grant, in order for you to get the maximum amount, full-time eligibility increases from 12 hours per semester to 30 semester hours per academic year. So you have to be in school. That's what full-time is considered now, 30 semester hours per academic year. Students would be considered ineligible for the grant if they attend school less than half-time. So you can attend school half-time and get some of the Pell Grant, but you will not get all of the Pell Grant if you meet all of the requirements if you are not taking 30 semester hours per year. Student loan limits. There are going to be limits on what you can receive as a student loan from the federal government. Number 1, no more uniform annual borrowing limits. Now, annual borrowing limits will be based on the median program's costs across institutions minus the federal grant aid. So what does this mean? If you attend a school, if you want to go to college for education, and there are 3 schools, and one might be $30,000 a year, one might be $50,000 a year, and one might be $70,000 a year. They're going to take the median cost that it costs for you to go to college for that particular program, and that's what they're going to base the loan on. So if you attend a higher price school, you're still only going to get the amount of what the median cost would be for all of the institutions offering that particular program. There will now be lifetime caps on what you can borrow from the federal government. Okay, so if you are an individual that is in an undergraduate program, you cannot borrow from the federal government more than $50,000 in your lifetime, not per year, $50,000 per lifetime per student. Now, for parents who borrow money from the federal government for their kids, you can only borrow up to $50,000 total for your kids. It makes no difference if you have 1 kid or 5 kids going to college. As a parent, as 2 parents, if you're married, you can only borrow $50,000 total for all your kids. So that's unbelievable. The lifetime cap on graduate programs for students, you cannot borrow more than $100,000 total in your lifetime towards a graduate program. For professional programs, the cap is $150,000 per student. Now, all need-based subsidized student loans, Grad Plus and Parent Plus programs will all be eliminated, gone. Okay, the next topic is student loan repayment and accountability. This is for people who have student loans and are going to start having to repay them again if you're not already, or even if you are, it's for you. And of course, this is for anybody in the future who takes out student loans. These are going to be your options. They are getting rid of most of the repayment programs that they've offered, and there are going to be two options. You can choose one of two things. You can choose to have a fixed monthly payment with repayment timelines increasing in range from 10 to 25 years as the borrowing increases. So loans up to $25,000, you will have 10 years to repay. It will be a fixed monthly payment. Obviously, they will calculate that 10 years divided by 25,000 plus interest, and that will be your monthly fixed payment. You borrow up to $50,000, you have 15 years. Up to $100,000, you have 25 years to repay that, and you'll always have the same monthly payment regardless of what your situation is with your income or jobs. The second option, you will have a monthly payment based on your income, and there will be no more loan deferment options for economic hardship or individuals who are unemployed. All these repayment assistance plans will take effect July 1st, 2026, but the Secretary of Education has been instructed in this particular part of the bill that they need to start transitioning all of these new payment policies immediately after enactment of this bill. So a lot of these new provisions, it's going to disqualify a lot of borrowers who currently receive Pell Grants from continuing to receive them. It's going to force more students to take out private loans with higher interest rates if they want to go to college with a $50,000 lifetime cap per student. I mean, that's just insanity. When you look at the price of college per year, that doesn't even cover a year's worth of tuition alone. Forget about fees and anything else, right? And it's going to increase monthly payments for borrowers, people who are paying back your student loans. So we'll see what happens with all of these provisions. Of course, I will keep you updated. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. What are your thoughts on this? They're making it more difficult for individuals to go to college, that's for sure. It's going to be a luxury for the wealthy. Please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content, and I appreciate you being here.